Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Mission of the World and the Akim on the highways and the byways, preaching the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in sincerity and truth and also in diligence of mind. This is Brother Menashe DC Camp with another short lesson to edify the hopeful elect as per the reason why you need to have faith in these last days, man, because you see how folks going to make a mad dash, rush to the stores to stock up on supplies because of these storms and because of these so-called national emergencies. Yeah, it's for the flesh that's helpful, but spiritually, this is not the mindset you want to be in, man. You gotta make sure that your faith is solid in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. You gotta have faith that's above all these goods, all these material gains that you see in the world, man. It becomes irrelevant, man, when you can't, you don't have no protection from the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, but you have a house, you have a home full of goods, you have a home full of food, full of all the ammo you need, full of all the so-called security alert systems. But if you don't have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and the Lord doesn't have a hedge around you, it's basically a waste. So that's one thing I can need to realize in these last days, man. Faith plays a key role in your salvation, man. Not the amount of money you got in the bank, not the amount of resources you got, because faith is that golden ticket, that golden ticket from the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai that you need to hold on to, man. Because at any point in time, you're gonna get tested. You're gonna get tested. All right, so I'll play the video. You see exactly the mindset of these people.
As Hurricane Dorian barrels towards the Florida coast, now is the time to prepare. Tropical storm force winds will onset beginning Saturday night into Sunday, so you want preparations wrapped up by then. Water is key. We've seen in the wake of major hurricanes a lack of water. We don't want that here. Fill your bathtub up in it.
No, yeah, I was shy. Told the told the woman by the well. I get it real quick. So this is from the book of John. Chapter 4. Let's start from verse 22. All right. So I'll start from verse 11. You know what? Yeah. Verse 9. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans, because they're of different nations. Alright? It was a so-called heathen place there, centuries ago. But then you know how it is. They take on the customs of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, but they're not a part of the adoption plan, alright? They're not Israelites, okay? Let's read the book of Kings, it tells you about that. Verse 10, Yahweh answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of the Most High, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou would have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou the living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? Yahushua answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again, but whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. All right. And that's the point right there, Akim. So whatever, you're seeking for in this world, as of a carnal, nature, it's not going to satisfy your thirst. You could chase after it all as long as you want to, but it's not going to fill that void because the Lord, the Abba Shema Shai, has the key, has the material, has the goods to fill the void that you're looking to fill out, all right? So that's the point there, and the scripture talks about, the spirit, is what quicken it, and that's what you need to be alive, man. The Spirit of the Lord, the Abba Shema Shai, that's the most important thing. The words of the Lord, the Abba Shema Shai, is what you really need. All right, so I'll go back to the basics because the scripture's all about the basics, man. That's what it boils down to in the last days. To this book of Matthew, chapter 6, I'm going to start from verse 25. And it says, Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? So folks just gotta learn, I can gotta learn to have faith in the Lord, by Shema Shai, because we're getting close to that hour of temptation where we're going to be tested, whether you're behind bars, whether you're on the line to be executed, whether you're a pilgrim. You just got to know that you need to have faith, man. It doesn't matter, what really happens to you. Just, as long as you have faith in the Lord, by Shema Shai, you'll be all right, okay? All right, so it says in verse 27, which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit to unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And that's what you see, folks rushing to work in the morning, in the evening, all different times of the day. Folks are out there trying to get something in Esau society to sustain themselves. And that's a terrible mindset to have, And the Lord, by Shema Shai, is letting us know that Esau's form of governance, Esau's form of rulership is detrimental, to people upon the face of the earth. And that's not the way to live. And that's why the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has to return to destroy it, because it's such a principle, to be governing the earth, especially from Esau. It's not conducive. That's why the Lord Yahweh Shai has to return. All right. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much clothe you, O ye of little faith? All right, and that's what it boils down to, And then verse 31 says, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? And that's a beautiful thing you need to understand in these last days, man. And when the Spirit of the Lord comes upon you, you're going to realize your mind is going to start getting detached from these resources around you, man. Food, clothing, shelter. You don't take them, as a priority anymore. They become, temporary. They become secondary. You begin to focus more on the words of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. Your mind starts to get fine-tuned to be spiritual. You're hearkening more to the words of the Lord, especially from the elders and the Akim on the highways and byways. And that's a beautiful thing, And again, another precept here is also going to be from the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. Straight to the point, okay, when Yahushua was getting tempted. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. And where do you find the words of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai? In the Holy Scriptures. And that's exactly what you have to live by, man. Folks get frustrated, when things don't go their way. But, once you begin to understand things spiritually, you understand that the plan of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is really spiritual. It's the best plan you could ever have, man. It's the best plan you could ever sign up for. Just like you hear about folks signing up for insurance plan, the best insurance plan you could ever have is from the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. The full assurance of salvation. And that's what we're looking for in these last days, from our enemies, okay? And then you go to the book of Hebrews chapter 11. And then you look at verse 13. All right. And then it says, concerning our forefathers that have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, okay? These all died in faith, not having received the promises. They heard the word, they received the word, but they didn't really, see it take place during their generation. All right. They received it with thanksgiving, they believed, and they passed on the knowledge, okay, to their sons, to their family members. But having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. And that's the mindset we need to have, Akim, that we're strangers and pilgrims on the earth, even though the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai made the earth for our sakes, but we shouldn't get too attached. We shouldn't get attached, in fact, to the earth, because we are made to govern the earth, all right? We're supposed to have a mindset of rulership, a rulership mentality, and that's what we're looking forward to, because right now the whole world is out of touch with the words of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and the ones that are getting in touch with the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai are the elect. All right, and we're not supposed to get bent out of shape when we see things going sideways, because it's all according to the prophecies of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's exactly what we're looking forward to. Let the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, let his plan go through. We don't have time to be grumbling when we're going through difficulties. You just got to understand it's a purging process. It's a process of purification. All right, and then another precept. It's from the book of 1 Peter chapter 1, and then start from verse 6. And then it says, wherein ye greatly rejoice, for though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. You're going to catch hell. All right, you're going to be ridiculed, you're going to be oppressed, you're going to be persecuted. But that shouldn't deter you from following the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, that the trial of your faith, okay, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach. So that's what it boils down to. You don't want to lose your faith, man. That's a precious commodity. It's more valuable than all the resources upon the face of the earth. And then you see from what the elites want, man, they want that birthright back so bad they're willing to do anything. So it just lets you know, man, that what you have on a spiritual foundation is worth more than what they've gathered over the centuries. All the wealth, all the technology they have is nothing compared to the faith that Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has given you. All right. Verse 8 says, whom having not seen, ye love. All right, that's concerning Yahushua, in whom, though now ye see him not, yet believing, ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls. And that's the beautiful thing that you're walking towards, man. Just like, Paul talks about, pressing towards the mark. That's what you're looking forward to, pressing towards salvation. You have to get rid of all the excess baggage, that's holding you back. Get rid of the dead weight, okay? And verse 10 says, of which salvation the prophets have inquired. Isaiah, Habakkuk, Daniel, Samuel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, okay, and search diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. All right, prophesied of the favor in these last days that we're looking forward to, man. Because the other people, all the nations on the face of the earth, they don't have no salvation. They don't have a hedge of deliverance. All right. They might be reserved out of destruction, but to be delivered, from with the chariots, they don't have that. All right, because their names are not written in the book of life. Okay, they're not of the house of Israel. They're not part of the elect, and that's one thing I can should be grateful for, man. That the Lord made us, to honor Him in spirit and in truth. Okay, and I'll go back and play this video some more so you have an idea.
That here. Fill your bathtub up in advance ahead of time so you have potable water in case you can't get it elsewhere. If you can get it elsewhere, stock up at least 1 gallon per person for at least 5 days. You also want to prepare your home as well. We saw in the wake of Hurricane Andrew back in 1992, a lot of people lost roofs. They're actually these
I see. This way you're gonna have to deal with in Esau society, man. Destruction of property, So that's why we pray, Lord, Abba Shema Shai, deliver us from such a kingdom, man. It's nothing but turmoil. That's why when you read the scriptures about the kingdom of heaven, wow, you'd be so motivated, to serve the Lord Abba Shema Shai. When the scripture tell you, seek the Lord Abba Shema Shai 10 times more, it's one of the events that kind of pushes your mind in that direction.
You can purchase now that will help to anchor your roof to your home just to give an extra layer of protection. In addition, remove any outside lawn furniture, ornaments, anything like that. A cute flamingo looks nice, but a cute flamingo at 110 plus miles per hour can be deadly. You also want to make sure all required paperwork, documents, birth certificates, insurance paperwork is saved in plastic bags, something that is waterproof in case you encounter flooding in your home.
You see all that. So that's all, for the carnally minded individuals, that think, Babylon will continue, that society will continue as normal. But we're going into those days, man, when your so-called birth certificate, your so-called social security cards, your insurance paperwork, your driver's ID will become irrelevant because Esau is looking forward to replacing all of that with this RFID chip. I need to have the faith to stand up against that, okay? And it's going to be so messed up, man. You're going to see folks just give in and crumble.
Now, during the storm, you're not going to want to venture out and about, so make sure you have all the batteries, all the gasoline for generators, anything like that you need. After the storm, a lot of gas stations won't be able to pump, or they'll be...
You hear that? See it's talking about all the resources. Got to get this, got to get that, got to do this, got to do that. When you look at the scriptures, it's just simple. Just have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, hold on to His word, and that's about it, What else? What else, What else can you do? That's the best thing you could ever do. You hear about, you gotta buy this, have water, have batteries and flashlights, you gotta anchor your roof down, take care of your documents, make sure you have enough fuel, have ammo and ammunition, first aid kits, things like that, machetes and fire starter kits, so much stuff you gotta carry around, man. But when you have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, that has more weight, more value than all these things put together. All right, so I can just understand, man. You don't have to, get too attached to Esau society, man. It's falling apart. It's a source of headache. So just learn to win yourself off it.
So overrun with people, you'll have a really tough time getting gas. Fill up ahead of time all your vehicles and also keep a canister at home in a safe location so that way you have access to it after the storm. Now, following major hurricanes...
And the good points, you get from the video is like, seek the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai while He may be found, all right? Don't wait to the last minute, all right? Because Lord Yahweh Shema Shai cannot be cheated, okay? You reap what you sow, all right? So let me not delay any longer. I'm going to go to the book of Bel and the Dragons, just to talk about the issue that Daniel had to deal with. All right, so I'm going to look at verse 33. All right, so it says, now there was in Judah a prophet called Habakkuk. All right, the Habakkuk, All right, so it says, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. All right, it was time of harvest. All right. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown, and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, all right, O Daniela, Daniela, all right, take the dinner which the Most High Yahweh hath sent thee. And Daniela said, Thou hast remembered me, O Yahweh, Shema Sheba, Shem Kwakadash, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. All right, that would be a translation for me doing the Hebrew in the Lashwan Kodash. All right. So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. So that's one thing you need to understand in these last days, man. Stop concentrating on how much you got, what you have and all that stuff. Just concentrate on your faith. All right, your faith is your main focus. All right, everything around you is irrelevant. All right, just pray the Lord Yahweh Shai gets you in that mindset. Okay, and another precept to get will be from the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, and then look at verse 27. And then it says, Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Okay, and that's one thing you need to understand, man. The scriptures filled with all sorts of precepts to boost your faith in these last days, man. You don't have to worry about how much you got in your bank account. You don't have to worry about all the so-called charges, criminal charges you got in Esau's so-called judicial system. All that is irrelevant to the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, once you focus on the word of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, everything else becomes trash. Okay, and that's one thing you need to understand in these last days, man. All right, so you just gotta understand, man. Scripture talks about in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of all the headache you've been catching, but when you're catching headaches, all that stuff, forget about all the days of abundance you had. You're trying to get out of that situation. Okay, and the last precept I'm going to get is going to be from the book of John. John chapter 6, verse 27. Alright, and it says, Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him had the Lord Yahweh Shema Shaba Shema Kakadash, the Father, sealed. Alright, and that's the point right there. I hope you're edified, and always understand, man, you're going to get tested, you're going to get purified. You just have to accept the chastening of the Lord. It's not meant for you to be destroyed. It's meant for you to grow to the next level. Okay, it's a test that you need to pass. You can't afford to quit, so you gotta make sure you follow through unto the end. That's why the scripture talks about he that endureth unto the end shall be saved. And that's what you need to hold on to, your faith, man. Your faith is what really keeps you in check. Pray the Lord Yahweh Shai, does not forget you, and don't forget the Lord. You don't sell out for a piece of bread, just like Judas did, for perishable items. Have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and do not make haste in the time of trouble. Do not panic. That's what it boils down to. So that's the point I need to make, Akim. And Don Ratiza, we'll talk about this some more later. Shalom.